there's this idea in science that, when we have children, those children inherit our physical traits, right? Everyone has this basic notion where children kind of inherit the way they look from their parents. And all this, although this is true, it is definitely true that children absolutely inherit their parents' physical traits. It's probably also true that children probably inherit a little bit more than that. And what I mean by that is, what most people may notice is that children actually tend to inherit more than physical traits, like characteristic traits, right? If your dad or your mother behaves a certain way, or, their character is built a certain way, you may inherit some character traits related to that, right? It's more commonly known that health traits that your mother and father will have will be passed down to you, right? So, a lot of people will accept the fact that health traits will pass down to a child, that, the way a child looks will be passed down to a child from parent. But a lot of people don't realize that it actually goes a lot deeper than that. And there's actually a lot of spiritual aspects or mental aspects of the parent that also get passed down to the child. We're all born with free will, but I think most people would agree that a lot of people have ancestral traits, right? Traits that have been around for as long as their ancestors that continuously get passed down from generation to generation. That things that your ancestors or bloodline may be inclined to do, that you also will be inclined to do because it's so strongly woven into your ancestral DNA. Now, we all have self-control. We should all practice self-control when it comes to being a good person in this world and doing good for other people. But, I think it's simply a fact of life that we inherit from our parents more than we think we do, more than modern science suggests. And I'm talking about physical traits, I'm talking about character traits, I'm talking about all sorts of traits that we may not realize that are there. And it's another reason to keep in mind why you should be wary about who you choose to be in a relationship with or who you have kids with, because something you must keep in mind is that who you choose to bear a child with will bear similar traits to your partner when it comes to that, right? Whatever you may be prone to do or your partner may be prone to do, your child may bear similar traits to that. So it's something to keep in mind when you're choosing your partner and when you're trying to analyze your own behavior sometimes. Sometimes you can get a better read on your behavior or why you're doing a certain specific thing if you can study your parents or even your grandparents, to determine if they have similar characteristic traits within you, right? Sometimes it's hard for us to look in the mirror and get a strong read on ourselves. But most people, they can very easily look at another person and give a strong analysis on another person, right? So it's something to keep in mind that sometimes, although you may not give an accurate read on yourself, you can look at your parents and you can look at your grandparents and you can give an accurate read on what their flaws may be and what their pros may be, right? Also what their cons may be. So it's something to keep in mind that this may actually be advantageous in helping you understand why you are built the way you are, why you look the way you do. And it may also be a pretty good predictor in terms of standard behavior and what your standard inclinations will be in this world, right? There's also this idea where karma may be related to your DNA as well, but in the general sense, you still have the free will to change and be a better person and be the best person you can be and achieve spiritual growth. The only reason you probably should study this phenomena of, people getting their traits passed down from their parents is it may help you get a good understanding of why you behave the way that you do and what your pros are and what your cons may be as a person. Because nobody is perfect in this world. And, we're all born with specific personality traits and certain inclinations. And whether we notice them, that's another question. Most people tend not to notice things about themselves, but we can very easily give a good read on why other people are the way they do. And this may give you a good read on why you are the way you do when you do run certain analyzations, when you analyze certain people in your own family. So it's something to keep in mind, absolutely.